Thank you, Edwina, and good evening to you all. And to the young lady here, let me just say this. I bring greetings to you all from herself, Judge Judith McMahon. Because of so many of you in this room, was the first female elected from Staten Island Supreme Court. The second one would be Barbara Panapit, who's in the back room, and we'll give her a round of applause. But I can assure you that my wife, who happens to be half Sicilian and half Neapolitan and Napolitan, I don't need no curfew. Because I love my wife dearly.
And you're afraid of her too.
Like every good husband, as the state senator reminds me. The great state senator from Staten Island, Brooklyn, New York reminds me. Like every good husband, a little bit of fear is in there as well. That's a great opening for me to say that she sends her love because it's now a political event and she is not running for office, she cannot come. But she thanks you for the support that she has and hopes that you support me as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very blunt. We face on November 2nd the defining election of our time. Now I know that some will say that the election of 2008 was the defining election of our time, and it was in many ways. But if we do not continue the mission of that election, if we do not continue to move this country forward in the right direction, then we will have made 2008 all for naught, and we will move quite simply in the wrong direction. Now what am I talking about? Quite simply, the election before us on November 2nd is a choice. And I know, because I am a human, man, I have faults, and I am not perfect. If I were, no, I couldn't be, because it's just not possible. I want to make a joke, but I won't even, because the issues are too serious for us. We have a choice on November 2nd between a couple of things, and we tell you what they are. If you believe that a woman should have a choice to control her own body, then you've got to get to the polls on November 2nd, because if you run against you, do not believe it. If you believe that education is the #1 priority for our nation, then you better get to the polls on November 2nd, because my opponent does not believe it. If you believe that working together with Janelle and Diane, working against domestic violence is an important priority for our country, then you better get to the polls on November 2nd, because my opponent doesn't believe it, and the choice is to vote for me and my colleagues who are here tonight. If you believe that equal pay for women is an important issue, you cannot rest your laurels on the fact that we passed the Lilly Ledbetter law, because the other team will come in and they will undo it. And even though the House passed equal pay, we couldn't get through the Senate. So if you think that's important, you better get to the polls on November 2nd, because my opponent does not believe in it. He'll undo Lilly Ledbetter, and he will never vote for equal pay down in Washington. If you think health care, and I know there's some in this room who are upset with me with my decision, but my decision was based on the lay of the land here, the fact that we don't have a city hospital and what it would do to our hospital system. And I have always stood for access to health care, and that is why I fought for it. And for me, that health care bill was fought. And I know some won't believe me, but get Diane Savino in the back room, and you know you trust her, and she will tell you that my decision was based on that. We talked about it for hours. The difference is, my opponent wants to repeal everything, including pre-existing conditions, getting access, S-chip, getting your children on your policy, all of those things that are good. He wants to undo those and everything else. So the choice is clear. You better get out and vote on November 2nd, because we got a fight on our hands. If you think that energy is an issue that faces our country, if you're upset because our young men and women, especially from our communities of color and impoverished communities, are going to war in places like Afghanistan and Iraq, because we have a skewed energy policy that makes us go to the pump and put dollars into the meter so we can put gas in the car, and that money can then go overseas to fund those who fight against our young men and women while we pollute our air. And Staten Island and Brooklyn, I got Alberta Brescia back here, she'll tell you we got the highest lung cancer rates and breast cancer and all those things. Forget global warming. It's about a clean environment. If you think those are important, you got to get out of the polls on November 2nd, because there's a battle raging out there, and right now, the good people are not standing up and talking. The bad people, or those who disagree with what I'm talking about, they're fired up. If you think that we've got to have a comprehensive reform to immigration policy, one that's fair and reasonable and tough. And if you think the DREAM Act, which is a very simple concept, which says this: if you're a young child and you come to this country before you were 15, somebody brought you here, you didn't choose to come, and you are a good citizen, and you go and serve in our military, or you go to college, you get good grades. If you are a good, upstanding citizen, then you should get a rigorous pathway to citizenship. If you think that's a good idea, you better go out and vote November 2nd, because my opponent accuses me of supporting amnesty and says that I'm the worst thing since I don't know what, since unsliced bread, because amnesty, I don't know, but you better get out and vote if you think that our society's got to move forward on immigration for the young people in this country. If you're worried about jobs, get this very simple thought. My opponent has signed the pledge to continue tax breaks for companies that ship jobs overseas. Okay? I oppose that. Because the corporations that want to do that are funding my opponent's campaign. So he signs the pledge. I will not sign that pledge. Because we ain't making it in America. None of us are making it in America. If you think we got to make it in America, then you got to vote on November 2nd. If they say to you, where are the jobs from the stimulus package, and you better say, you know what those jobs are? We're rebuilding the expressway, so we stop the air pollution and move traffic. We're rebuilding the ferry so people can get to work. We're putting money into NIH so the scientists can do research and figure out the cures for cancer. If you go to Brown University, Syracuse University, if you go to the University of Notre Dame, you go to these colleges, University of Wisconsin, finally, this country is doing research to find a cure to the problems that face us, whether it's cancer, whether it's autism, whether it's developmental disabilities, basic research. We are finally doing that. So you want to know what the jobs are? The jobs with the hard hats, the jobs with the white coats in the laboratory, the jobs are across this country. If you believe in that, you better get out on November 2nd, because the other side is coming out to vote, I'm telling you, and you guys better get out and vote. I've been maligned, and I say this with all due respect to my dear friend Claire, I've been picked on by the great local newspaper. I put out a flyer that talked about school buses. So what did I do? I used a campaign mailer to try to get people energized about school buses for our kids. If you think our kids deserve school buses, which I do, especially in a place like Staten Island, then you better get out and vote, because my opponent's picking on me because I'm trying to stand up for an issue, and even in the middle of a campaign, trying to do what's right for the community that we represent. If you think that's the right thing to do, I need you to get out and vote November 2nd. We need you to get out and vote November 2nd. Time is running. Go on. 1 minute. Well, I can do it all in a minute. If you think it's okay that not one Republican has come to address you tonight, has not paid you respect, and I'm under much attack now because I'm I'm literally working from, you know, you can check Judge Judy, you can check with Diane Savino, Janelle and Mike will tell you we're out working all the time, or you can check with my godmother, my spiritual and physical godmother, Mac O'Callahan, without whom I would not be who I am today. Give her a round of applause. I'm under attack because last night, out of 6 or 7 forums up until this time, I couldn't go to one last night because I had a difficult schedule. I'm under attack because I didn't go. Okay, all right, but I wasn't sure I could go, but I'm getting picked on for it. But the point is, there were some Democrats there, and they talked, and we said we couldn't go. There's not one Republican here, guys. Why is that? Are they afraid to talk to you? Are they afraid to present their ideas? If you think there's something wrong with that, you gotta get out and vote November 2nd. So let me tell you something. The other side thinks that we're not voting. And you know who thinks that? Sarah Palin. But I'll tell you what, Sarah Palin is voting on November 2nd, and he's hoping that none of us vote. And down in Delaware, there's a woman running for governor. I guess they said, I don't know if she's a woman, I apologize for being picky here, but she is supposed to be a witch. She's probably got her pal going around over her kettle, casting a spell on us that we don't vote. Sean Hannity is voting. And he's telling everybody on Fox News, we're not voting. Glenn Beck is going to vote on November 2nd, and he's telling everybody on Fox News, we're not voting. So I got to tell you guys, we're voting. I need you to come out. I need you to get in the streets. I need you to ring on doorbells. I need you to send letters to your friends, your relatives, your cousins, your in-laws, and say to everybody, we are not going back. We are moving forward. This country matters to us. We are the women and men of Staten Island and Brooklyn and New York City. This is our country. We are not giving it up, and I need you to come out and vote November 2nd. Please get out there and join this fight. It is not my fight. It is our fight. Thank you. Tom is my opponent, Tom.
Yes, Mike,
Let's go,
I am an opponent. I am a registered Republican.
And my polite opponent, I will say that.
And I'm not registered as being your opponent, yet I am on the ballot this November, so I don't appreciate that, but okay, I'm moving on. I've heard
okay, yes, let me clarify. I was talking about my other Republican opponent, not this Republican opponent. Let me clarify.
Well, I have a question. I've heard a lot of nice things that you want to do. Clearly you care about the community, and there's nothing wrong with that. On a federal level, why do you feel it's okay to do all these different things without even A, mentioning or B, amending the Constitution as is provided for in that document itself?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. And as someone who studied constitutional law, though, and this is going to be a little pandering here, but thank God Judy sat in class in the seat next to me and got me through the class. Congress has certain enumerated powers under the Constitution. The states have certain reserved powers. I don't think that I talked about anything that violates those provisions. Certainly there's a Supreme Court that sits over those actions, and if you feel like there's something that Congress has done that violates those provisions, then you have an opportunity as any citizen to petition the court and say Congress has overstepped those bounds. There are those who have done that with health care, and they're saying there are parts of health care that violate the Constitution. You have the right to do that. I don't think I talked about anything, because I'll tell you why, my friend. The Constitution is based on the principle of the Declaration of Independence, right? That all men, and I know they left out the word women, but all men and women are created equal, right? And have an inalienable right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. That to me is the #1 principle. I don't think I said anything that isn't defined as that. If technically I did and I'm wrong, I'll find a way to get it done later on. But we're going to get it done because at the end of the day, we are blessed to be in this country. We have great freedoms. With those freedoms come responsibilities to take care of each other, and that's what this election is about. There are those who want to say, don't take care of each other. Let's not embrace ourselves as Americans. And let's highlight the fact that we are men and women and black and white, that we have different stripes and we have different sexual preferences, we have different thoughts. That's what I say. Embrace that. My opponent doesn't. My other opponent doesn't, but I know you do, Tom. Oh, come on, this is like a debate now. Am I running against you too?
No, unfortunately not.
No, we're running against now.
I don't know, he's not here.
I'm happy to answer, but I'm just not sure.
He's like the Republicans, he didn't show up.
Yeah, you did.
He's not here. Your question
I'll go let,
we'll take you, and then you, and then we have one more question from the audience, and we'll cut it off.